This week has just been incredible for 360 camera news. Not only did we see the release of the Insta360 we also saw the 4K Theta, which is called the Theta V. But in addition, there was one other major news that slipped below the radar for most other sites, and that is the leak of the GoPro Fusion's features, specifications, and even price. So Nokishita Camera, a website dedicated to news and rumors about digital cameras, posted the leak of the GoPro Fusion user manual. Initially, it seemed that the manual only contained boring details. The link to the manual was quickly removed, and it seemed that that was the end of it. But I discovered that it actually contains almost all of the features and specifications of the GoPro Fusion. Let's talk about them. First, photo resolution. It's going to be 18 megapixels. So this was probably going to be close to 6000 by 3000. The video resolution, they previously said it was 5.2K, but the manual actually says that it's also capable of 5.7K at 24 FPS. So there are three video modes: 5.7 at 24 FPS, 5.2K at 30 FPS, and 3K at 60 FPS. Now there are other 360 cameras that are capable of 60 FPS shooting, fully spherical, but this is the highest I've seen so far for consumer 360 cameras. Now ISO for photos is the range is from 100 up to 800. For videos, it's from 100 to 6400. That's one of the highest ISO limits I've seen. Shutter speed can be as slow as 30 seconds. That's great news because it's slow enough for light painting and even night sky photos. You already know about over capture. So in this feature, basically you shoot a 360 video. When you're processing the video, you can extract from it full HD, a 1080p 16:9 video, and you can control the perspective, pan the camera, switch from one perspective to another. You can do all that after the fact. So in addition to over capture, GoPro Fusion has several features such as Pro Tune mode. If you're not yet familiar with GoPro's cameras, basically Pro Tune allows you to unlock settings that were otherwise not available for changing. So with Pro Tune mode, you can access, for example, the ISO limit, and you can change the exposure compensation plus minus 2 EV. In other GoPro cameras, there are Pro Tune settings such as the flat color mode for maximum dynamic range. I don't know yet if the Fusion has that. It wasn't mentioned in the manual, although I believe it will have it. Another feature is that it's waterproof up to 16 feet without the housing, just like the GoPro Hero 5 Black. So just because it's waterproof, it doesn't mean, however, that it's designed for shooting and stitching underwater videos. So the issue is refraction. When you take a camera underwater, refraction decreases the field of view, and in 360 cameras this creates a large blind spot in the stitch line, making the video very rough in terms of stitching. So when anything passes by that stitch line, they tend to disappear. Now that seems to be the case from the GoPro Fusion, that even if it's waterproof, it's not actually designed for underwater shooting. Nonetheless, it's a useful feature because you can take it for outdoors or kayaking or any sport, and you don't have to worry about it getting wet. Fusion also has voice control, just like the GoPro Hero 5 Black and Hero 5 Session. Another feature is GPS location tagging. So this is going to be useful for apps that can, for example, draw a map of where you've been. It's also potentially useful for Street View, although there's nothing in the manual that mentions compatibility with Street View. I still think, though, it will probably be compatible. Another feature is you can add highlights to your videos, kind of like bookmarks. So you can do this either by pressing a button on the Fusion, or you can use voice control. And you can either say add a highlight, or you can say that was sick. And when you say that the camera interprets that as a highlight. So I think that's a cool feature. So another feature is quick capture. So quick capture basically means that even when the camera is off or on standby, you can press the shutter button and it's going to immediately wake up and start recording. So this minimizes the lag from the time you turn it on to the time you start recording, and this will help you capture spontaneous moments, and you won't miss the action. Another feature of the Fusion is an intervalometer. So with this feature, it can take photos at intervals of as slow as half a second and as long as 60 seconds. So it appears from the manual that you're going to get the photos individually, and you can later on use software to combine them into a time-lapse video. Fusion also has a remote camera accessory, which is the Remo waterproof voice-activated remote. It's the same as the Hero 5 Black. Just like the Hero 5 Black, it will also have a USB Type-C, and you can continue recording while it's charging. So one of the things that it helps to do that is you can remove the side battery door, and you can plug in the USB cord so that you can continue recording while it's plugged into an external power source. Fusion also has loop recording. One unusual feature of the GoPro Fusion is that it has two slots for micro SD cards. That each lens of the GoPro Fusion is recording to its own micro SD card. So don't worry, however, their workflow is not going to be very complicated. Because you can simply plug the GoPro Fusion via USB to your PC, and you're going to be able to download the videos and photos, and it appears that they will be automatically matched by the software. In addition, the user manual says that you can review images fully stitched in 360. So I think this means that it will create a smaller stitched file on the fly. That part is just a guess. Now, but for raw photos, you do need to take out the micro SD cards and load them to the PC separately. Those are the specifications and features. There are still a few unanswered questions. For example, the aperture, we don't know exactly yet. The other unknown question is about stabilization. The sample videos posted by GoPro definitely are stabilized. The only question is this from gyro-based stabilization in the camera, or is it software-based stabilization? Because GoPro owns Color Auto Panel software, and that has a stabilization function in it. So we don't know that part. Another unknown is the audio recording capability. The manual does say that the 3 holes on top of the Fusion are microphones. However, it doesn't say whether this means that it's 360 audio. So that's one of the things that we're going to find out. Something else that was leaked was the GoPro Fusion's price. And this one's spotted by Al Caldulo. So thanks, Al. So the price is going to be $1,000. How did Al find out? Well, that's what I'm going to talk about next, which is that GoPro is running a promo where they're giving away a Fusion every day, one Fusion every day for 28 days. And Al was clever enough to look at the rules, and he spotted the price, or the retail value for the prize, which is a GoPro Fusion, is $1,000. So it's possible that this was just a placeholder, but it looks like the price of the Fusion is going to be close to $1,000 or around $1,000. The rules also seem to hint at the release date for the GoPro Fusion, which is around March 31, 2018. So those are the specs and features of the GoPro Fusion. Let me know in the comments what you think about them. Thank you very much to Imre Soltis for bringing this information to my attention, and thank you also for watching this video. And for more information about 360 cameras and accessories, go to 360rumors.com, the best kept secret in 360 cameras. And don't forget to hit the like button and please subscribe. Thanks very much.